Oh, so like the main point I want to talk about right here is getting montaged in that video. And so, and what like a blow that was like to me and like who I thought I was, and like, I don't know if this is like
Montage in what video?
Tim and Henry.
You had a part for the Tim and Henry Pack of Lies?
Mike Ternowski had come in to help like with the blind video, and he took a look at the footage and he decided to make it a Tim and Henry video. Tim and Henry get full parts, the other guys just get a couple clips, and we're gonna market it to sell these boards. You know, Mike Ternowski was making a lot of good videos at that time, and for him to step in and be like, this should be in the montage, like that hurt me. Because that was a video we had filmed for, and like I had a part for that. And I remember having a long talk with him, and he was like, it's not about that, it's just a marketing thing. I wasn't resentful or like, you know, talk shit or anything like that, but I just remember being hurt. And I remember like even feeling that way, like, you know, after that video had came out, that like people viewed me different. I think that's like when I started like sitting around at spots and not skating in front of people and like questioning myself, in a very like transitional period in my life. I have had these experiences in life where I've had a first part, you know what I mean? And I've had a last part, and I've been in a montage. And once you get stuck in that montage world, it's hard to get out of it. I'm there for the guy that's like, when he's like, dude, I'm in the montage. You know what I mean? Like, you don't understand. It's like, no, I do understand. Like, it hurts. You know what I mean? And not all the time it's your fault. Sometimes it is. When I think about like a very influential time in my life, it brings me back to the World Park. And I think that, you know, it was because at the time you had this like big group of guys, you know, being World, Blind, Plan B, and 101, all skating this park. And when you take a large group of guys that are super influential and you put them together, it's like, it just breeds progression. And the individuals that were in that park and what they were doing at the time, like Rudy Johnson, backside 180, fakie 5-0, fakie flip, Day One Song, fakie big hard flips, hard flip frontside blunt slides, like, you know, Eric Costin with all those manuals, all that stuff was just being invented at the time at that park. In one day, like 20 tricks would be made up. It was changing skateboarding, and it had a huge influence on me. It just reminds me of like something like the Berrics now. It's like when I come here, I'm surrounded by these people and influences that I don't usually get every day, because different teams and different people are always coming in here. And when you get them all in the same area, like, you know, mixing them up, you will see like progression just skyrocket at an all-time high. So right now we're making the transition from blind to girl. And so I remember being at Robinson's in Beverly Hills, a skate spot. And I remember Rick Howard pulled up and was like, I want to start a brand. We want to start girl skateboards. I remember thinking like, is this guy gonna be able to pull it off? You know, I think even at that stage, I was probably thinking like, why do they want me? But I remember it was another situation where it's like, you're not leaving to go to some bigger and better thing, you're leaving for the unknown. I was questioning the move. It didn't seem like as easy as a transition from Powell to blind, you know? It wasn't until I started just really thinking about it, it's like who these guys were and what they were capable of. And Megan was going to be involved, and hearing Spike's going to be a partner in it, and like having that relationship with the blind video and the success over there, it really like sold me on the deal. I think that was probably like one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. At this point, Girls get started, and Girls ran out of Extra Large. It's a clothing brand by the Beastie Boys. And we have a little office space out of there, and I think they go to make Goldfish. That was a point where I was skating a lot, but not filming. I was over filming. And I think every skater will probably go through this at one point in their life when they're just like, I can't film. It just doesn't work out. Skate great, but every time I pull out the camera, it just doesn't work for me. It makes me unhappy. And I think when that first girl video came out, I was bummed not to be a part of it. And at that point, I tune out. And I'm like not even hanging out with the girl dudes. I'm hanging out with the Menace dudes. And I think that they were working on 20 Shot, the video. And so I'm just skating with them. And that's who Gabriel was hanging out with. And so I started hanging out with Gabriel again. And I ended up back at like Lockwood and Los Feliz with these guys. And I think that that was like some weird time in my life where like I ended up right back where I started. It was just like home court. And I noticed that through watching them put together their video parts, it motivated me to do my own. And I think one big thing is that Chocolate had started at that point and Gabe started filming. And so like it just really brought back, I think, some, I don't know, childhood memories about just doing it again. I think it was just like having been montaged and then missing out on this girl video and like just watching someone else close in my life get motivated about something lit some fire under me, made me want to do it, made me want to be a part of it. So the next video part to come out for me would be Mouse. And I think that Mouse was probably a video that was recorded closest to what should have been my prime. I think like at that time, I wasn't cocky, but I was confident. The confidence at that time helped me try things. It didn't make me land stuff, but I was like open to trying things. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try it. During that time is the time when I realized like, if you dedicate yourself, you could do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like if you're really passionate about like getting this trick, with a lot of hard work and sweat, you can do it. Something that's super important, like, you know, through all these like videos and stuff is like the relationship with the filmer. And I think that during Mouse, I had a good relationship with Tim Dowling. And Tim Dowling was a skater that was really good and a good close personal friend. When you have that combo with someone, it's just amazing. It works out so good. Nowadays, when I want to go film, you kind of book it. And you book the place, you book the location, and you book everything, the trick, and it's just like, that's how we do it now, sometimes. But with Tim Dowling, it was not forced. It was like, I'm going skating with my friend and we have a camera. And I think when something is not forced, it translates. You could see it when people are just having fun. And that's what it was. I think it's why people liked it the most. I think a lot of skating I had done before that came from influence by others. And I think the Mouse video part came within. If I were to watch footage from Mouse and I see myself skating and I see myself with like some cutoff shorts, like long hair, just skating, like I look at that kid and I'm like, that kid looks free. Funny story about the switch shove it nose grind on the little rail at the end. It was in the credits. A lot of people were like, why was that trick in the credits opposed to like being like your last trick? It was all about because Tim Gavin grinded the rail first and everyone was so psyched and it kind of like motivated me to land my trick, you know what I mean? And I was like, you can't put that trick in without Tim's 50-50. Right. And I think they tried it and like they were just like, it's too long of a gap, it just doesn't really like work, you know? Right. The other thing is that I had tried a switch shove it 50-50 on a bunch of bigger rails that I didn't get, and I think it just didn't feel the same. It was just kind of didn't feel the same putting it on a small rail, so it just didn't feel good to me. But I think the most important thing is like through that part, like I really did show my love for like ledges and my love for ledge skating. Yeah. And to end it on that trick really like let me know that like it's where my heart stood. At the Mouse premiere was probably like one of my greatest achievements, you know what I mean? To like sit down and watch that premiere and see myself and be like satisfied, because I think it's so hard for a skateboarder to be satisfied with themselves. Mouse was one of those moments in my life where like I sat back at that premiere and I was like, good job.